It's March 28th, 2022. I'm watching See the BS this morning. Here's the Atlanta Earth Cam. I've never even seen this landscape. I've never even been to Atlanta. Well, I've been in this, whatever you want to call this, in New York. I'm watching, and all of a sudden comes on some whatever, calling himself Byron something, talking to Gayle King about how they bought into CBS and they're taking over the Weather Channel. I'm like, wait, what? How do you get out of this conversation? Just curious at Vitriol and Succession. How do you back out and, like, it's converting in convert or covert and conversation into a sensation visually I'm not okay with. Major optical scars on the landscape of North America. How do you change this conversation?
We are very excited about our...
I really don't see myself or Mount Rushmore being even allowed to speak any longer. It's really very concerning.
Our guest, pioneering media mogul Byron Allen. This is my happy face. This is my excited face. Take a look. His company, Allen Media Group, owns 36 TV stations, 12 cable networks, and 6 streaming platforms. You go, Byron Allen. In 2018...
How? And that's only one person.
He became the first Black American to own a 24-hour mainstream cable news network.
The Weather Channel? I mean, again, with what's going on, weather is off the table. This is not supposed to ever be in the weather business. Why is it appearing here as it's in the weather business while the weather's being manipulated and humans are being harmed by the weather?
After he bought the Weather Channel, Allen's latest business venture, we're told, is a potential bid for the NFL Denver Broncos. We'll talk about that. He told the...
At what point is there capital punishment? I'm just curious, because I really thought that that was like the extent of the law where they actually go out, round up people that attempt to break the system purposely through capital channels of buying stuff that is then going to cause a detriment or a harm to the unsuspecting public. At what point within this broken chain of command and protocols does the capital punishment part come in and kick in? Because I know, because I'm held out of member services. I don't have a member anywhere in my vicinity or proximity to even speak upon these things with.
Told the Associated Press last month he was preparing a bid to buy the team, which would make him the league's first Black owner. Allen joins us now from Los Angeles to talk about the deal that you've got with CBS and your group. Why don't you break the news, Byron Allen? You go first.
Oh, wow. First of all, it is great to see you, Gail. It was great seeing you and your son on Saturday night.
Yes,
The night before for the Motion Picture Television Fund. I'm on the board of the Motion Picture Television Fund, so thank you for attending our event. And I am happy to announce that we have a great partnership, the Weather Channel, with CBS News, CBS stations.
Who allowed this hostage negotiator and this hostage takeover at mergers and acquisitions in a like succession level partnership or leadership? I'm just curious, kids at Mount Rushmore that have ancestors or whatever, like myself.
And we are going to be your weather partner. So we are very excited. We can't think of a better partner. And, Neeraj Kamani and Wendy McMahon, we started these conversations just a couple of months ago, and both Neeraj and Wendy really led the way, and we were able to achieve this.
Great. So now you have the names of the culprits that are involved in these dangerous capital acquisitions that are purposely put in place to hurt the rest of us in North Americans' management of keeping whatever in four-quartered horses.
This goal and George Cheek's blessings, and we couldn't be happier. And there isn't a better way to celebrate our 40th anniversary at the Weather Channel.
We think so too. You named all the big cheeses, but I want to talk about you, Byron, because when these negotiations first started, I said, why are we talking to Byron Allen about the Weather Channel? I did not even know that you own the Weather Channel. So take us back to this. When did this happen? Because clearly you have been building your empire. You've had a lot of strategery. You're clearly a very astute businessman. What did you see about the Weather Channel that you said, I want to own this? Because weather, as you know, is a really big, big deal.
Yeah, the weather.
Which is why, when there is such a solid monumental rock and the White House with our strategic paper, like on profile, how could anyone allow this level of business to take place? Why is this not immediate execution for even making a beeline for what they're not allowed to touch? Why is that not an immediate execution to protect the rest of the unsuspecting and the unbeknownst? Why is this dance and why is this allowed in some revolution or evolution? I mean, there's no good that comes out of this as far as North America and our defense.
Weather is really important, and climate change and global warming is very important to me, and it's one of the greatest threat to human beings on planet Earth, and all living life here on this planet. And so I just said we have to lean in, and we have to make sure people understand what's at stake, and we have to work together to combat climate change and global warming. So when the opportunity became available to buy it, I leaned in, I went after it, and we were able to successfully acquire it just 4 years ago, almost to the day. And I'm so happy
so cool. I'm happy you did it too, because my jaw drops. I mean, when I look at the technology that you all use, I have to say, I think it's eye-catching. I think it's a visual feast for your eyes. And I think it informs viewers in a way that we don't normally see.
Yeah, that was very important to me. When I bought it for...
Yeah, anybody could develop that technology. Anybody could put those plans in motion. Anybody could do whatever they want as long as the defense of Mount Rushmore is upheld and withheld. What I'm having a problem with is all of these players and actors and foreign bodies in my Mount Rushmore system claiming to have some business priority and changing the landscape completely as if they have some authoritarian part to play. No, they don't. It is in direct violation of keeping a solid defense strategy at real sports that has a problem with some whatever elsewhere in an integral, intramural system.
4 years ago, they thought that I was going to cut the budget, the technology budget. I said, absolutely not. The Weather Channel isn't a cable network. It's a technology platform. And we decided to invest more in technology. So, we've won 3 Emmy Awards, 2 of them since I've owned it for technology. And our IMR, Immersed Mixed Reality, it's the best. It's proprietary. It's patented. It is the best technology, not to tell you the weather, but to show you the weather. And I'm a firm believer. That's my background as a comedian. Don't tell them, show it. Show them, act it out, play it out.
Byron?
It has more impact. Stephanie Abrams, Jim Cantore, they do an amazing job. Tom and Nora in running that platform.
I mean, it is just name dropping. Why aren't these things taken care of?
Talk about the NFL. Go, Tony, go.
Byron, very excited about the partnership. I am, and I do agree. You want to show, don't tell. But could you tell for a moment about the NFL potential purchase of the Denver Broncos? You said you were putting together a bid. Have you made that offer?
Well, listen, I'm under NDA as it relates to the Denver Broncos. But what I will say, is, I think the goal.
Now, NDA, I know it has specific legal stuff that's important, but that symbol of an N is dragging something down. And then it has the word da, yeah, after it. So I'm just curious, are those the proprietary secrets of how you all are taking or trying to anarch and break down Mount Rushmore's defense strategy from the inside? I mean, we call it arbitrage at some point, espionage, I don't know. Gets a little confusing. I really don't have member services at my next to me in the chair at the moment, but I've heard these words thrown around in the human arena. I'm just curious at what point somebody actually steps in and goes, kid's got a point. Yeah.
Of having a black person own an NFL team is long overdue after 100 years. And
no, it's not. No, it's not. Somebody gave it a microphone, somebody gave it a voice, somebody gave it a story, and it is a real sports story, but it is definitely not acceptable in this arena for the amount of problems and aggregate and, word of the day, vitriol that's here that has not been cleaned up. In fact, it's almost like we've been silenced. We've been silenced, but not of our own volition, just because or our free will. I mean, it's just been taken from us. I mean, I'm like side saddled in Queens, New York, in a fallout shelter. I mean, I'm supposed to be by this point in my journey with over 6 foot one member from services. Why did that never come to fruition? For him to get where he is? Really? I mean...
And I'm going to work hard to help the NFL achieve that goal of the first black owner of an NFL team. That's the most I can say because I am under NDA.
Are you sure? Because we're very astute.
I mean, capital punishment. There you go. There's a face. There's your next FBI most wanted. Trying to take down national security inside of the territory where Mount Rushmore is the lead and has the first and last say. Talk about stealing a microphone and voicing over the most necessity.
Financial minds here. Vlad has to be an investment
Does
banker.
nobody else see these examples? I'm baffled why I have to sit here at 43 and do this. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.